Edward Laos. Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Laos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Laos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's episode. I have Holleigh Ramsey, CEO of Spalign Concepts. Not only that, she is one of our international board of advisors for the Hotel Guide. So I'm truly excited about having her on the call today. How are you doing, Holleigh?
I'm doing awesome. It's a great day. Beautiful sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. Life's good.
Oh, life is good. I think the ability for us to be able to be in two separate places, but able to join here and kind of share your expertise and let the world know a little bit about who you are and what you're doing, I think is an amazing opportunity. So why don't we get started with that? Because I know all of my listeners love to know who are we talking to here, Edward. So Holleigh, tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are, and then we'll kind of jump into some other business and personal stuff.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So, professionally speaking, I've been in the spa and wellness space in both operations and consulting for almost 25 years. I know that's a little hard to believe because I am so young. I did start when I was 12 years old.
That's good.
Not really. I'm far older than I look, but I'm lucky to be in the business I'm in. But yeah, so I started in operations working for hotel companies like Starwood, Ritz-Carlton, St. Regis, Viceroy, JW Marriott, just to kind of throw out a few names there. So some big name companies. Primarily in operations. And then about a decade ago, I started my own consulting agency. Yeah.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the agency and tell us a bit about what you do there. And then maybe hey, what are some of the things that you're kind of shooting for in 2025 and beyond?
Yeah. So the agency primarily, I'm a boutique spa consulting agency. So I do bespoke services, very customizable solutions for our clients. So what that might look like are things like doing operational audits and business improvement plans for spa departments within large, properties, that kind of thing. And even day spas take advantage of that service. I do emerging brand advisory services as well. So I'm currently working with a brand called Marikey Botanicals that we're about to reintroduce into the marketplace. They're a new brand, but they needed a little rework. And so we're about to reintroduce them into the marketplace here in the next few weeks. I also do spa concept ideation through implementation. So basically what that looks like is a client will come and say, hey, this is my vision. This is what I want my spa to be. So I create the concept around that vision. And then I see it all the way through to implementation. That could mean new construction. So helping with design plans, reviewing those, making sure that, the treatment room dimensions are an appropriate size, that even something right down to the outlets, are placed in the right place in a treatment room so that it doesn't, conflict with any type of flow inside for the guest experience or for the service provider. And then I do a lot of pre-opening services as well. So that might look like, the last couple of months leading up to a reopening of new construction or even renovation. So I guess that's kind of in a nutshell.
Are most of your clients national, or do you do international as well? Or how does that work for you?
Yeah, most are national, but I do have some international clients and have done international projects before. So hoping to get a couple more of those in this year. I've got a couple prospects happening. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully landing those deals and being able to work abroad a little bit more this year than I have in the last about 5 years. It's been since pre-COVID, I haven't worked internationally, unfortunately, but this is my year.
This is your year. That's awesome. So what's your most favorite thing about your business and helping some of these spas and the wellness aspects of it? What's the most rewarding thing for you?
I think really seeing there, it's twofold. It really kind of depends on what that relationship with that client is, what they're meaning, what I'm there to do.
Yeah.
But if I'm there to do, for example, and this has been a lot lately, especially coming out of COVID, it was a very confusing time for a lot of people. A lot of, even though the spa and wellness industry has been growing exponentially and continues to grow year over year and into the trillions, billions and trillions, we see a lot of spas that are struggling with their day-to-day operations and really being efficient and being able to keep their services, really exceptional without it costing a fortune and having to have way too many staff in order to make it happen. So I really love going into those types of spas and working with those clients on finding ways to help them make their business run better, and help them with their, kind of top end marketing so we can grow revenue, but we can also, grow the bottom line and profit margin. So that's a lot of fun to see. But I would say that my heart is really in kind of the new construction. I really love the full scope consulting from beginning to end, creating that concept with the client, working on every step from that moment all the way to opening is just, it really energizes me. And it's a lot of work and it's hard, but it's some of the most rewarding, professional work I've ever done. So I would say, hopefully that answered the question, but I could go on and on about, it's just fulfilling. It's just a fulfilling industry, honestly.
I think that's the biggest case in anything that you're doing. I love the aspect that you said it's fulfilling, that you can see things through, see, from beginning to end and see like, oh my God, this is like the finished product. On a smaller scale, that's how I feel with my magazine. When you put together the thing and you get it, you get it finished, you're like, wow, this looks really cool when it's done. Same thing when you're doing from concept to design to implementation. This is off the beaten path kind of question, but would you ever own your own spa?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always said if I were ever to really go back into sort of full-time operations, and that being kind of my sole thing, it would be my own. Yeah. There might be a little something. We'll see.
You heard it. We heard it here first. I'm gonna
You
put
heard it
this
here
on the
first that there
podcast.
might be a little something in the next few years. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I think you have the background obviously for the knowledge. So sometimes but there are some people that are like, hey, I'd rather just help other people and do their thing than have my own.
I love that too. I think that, but my ideas of owning my own spa are so much more grandiose than probably a lot of people. A lot of people might go, okay, I want to own my own spa. I want to have my day spa, and just have that one and we're good. For me, because I think that, with all the experience that I have, and I'm always learning and I'm always growing, personally, right, as I do these professional projects, I think that in order for me to still really be fulfilled, I would want to have some aspect of that consulting in it. So my vision's already for, if I open my own spa, it's not going to be one. It's going to be way more than that. And obviously start with one and then have a growth plan from there. But yeah, so I'll still be doing that.
That's awesome. I mean, that's good to hear. I love the concept of wellness. So let's switch a little bit from the business side. I'm going to ask you some personal stuff from reference to traveling. Then we'll jump back into business and close it out here. But what have been some of your favorite travel destinations that you've been to?
Truth be told, that's a little bit hard to answer because I just love to travel. As much as I hate flying, I always say that. I always say I hate flying because I have a little bit of a fear of flying, but I absolutely love traveling. Like I love going to new places, seeing new things. And that's one of the advantages, not to pull business back into sort of this pleasure part of my life, but because I do travel a lot for business, I get to go to a lot of places that I would never have ever considered before. But really, if I had to like choose, I would probably say for my quick getaways, well, I'll say domestically, I love California, the entire state. There's just something for everyone, every mood, every sort of, destination type. I think it's just such a well-rounded state and it's just beautiful. So I love California. I love New York City. I lived there 1,000 years ago in my 20s. and had the best time. And now what I love about New York City is being able to bring my kids there and see it from their eyes, but also things have changed quite a bit since
Oh,
the
it
90s,
has.
right? The early 90s. But to be able to like go, oh, this is where I used to live, and these are some of the places, this used to be this, and I used to hang out there, but also explore all the new stuff is so much fun. To see New York City through their eyes is great. And then I would say internationally, my favorite kind of quick getaway place is, Mexico. It's so easy from Colorado, where I live.
Yep.
And but the Yucatan and Peninsula in particular, I love that. And then I would probably say Hungary.
Oh,
What
wow.
Budapest is probably one of the coolest places I've ever been. The history, my great grandmother is actually from Hungary, so that was really cool to kind of, go,
Yeah.
oh, well, this is
Yeah.
sort of part of my life. But yeah, I would say Budapest was very cool.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
we've talked about some of the places you've loved. Everybody has a bucket list. What are some of your, I know one of them already, but tell me what some of your bucket list travel spots are. What do you,
Well, yeah. So one of my bucket lists, I'm actually leaving for in a week.
Mhm.
And that's Japan. So I'm
Nice.
super excited where I'm taking the family, my husband and I are taking the kids. Let's do that. Let's give credit where credit's due. But yeah, we're going to spend 2 weeks in Japan, just checking out all kind of the big key places. So we're talking like Tokyo to Kyoto. We'll spend some time in Osaka, Hiroshima, and then a couple of little day trips here and there. So Yokohama will be one of those as well. We're really excited about. We're foodies. We love food.
Yeah.
So and we love Asian food, and particularly sort of the Japanese. Like there, you kind of can't go wrong with any Japanese food. So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
really excited to eat our way through the country and then learn a bit about the history.
Yeah.
So some other places that I haven't been that I really want to go to on my bucket list is would be Istanbul, Greece. Believe it or not, I've never been there. I want
Mm.
to go to India. Let's see, Vietnam, Thailand. Yeah, I mean anywhere that's safe.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I mean, I think
Girl.
that's the cool thing. You've said some things that some of our other guests have said as well.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think it's really about the cornerstone of just getting out there and seeing
Yeah,
the world and the different cultures. And I'm a foodie as well, so I would spend my last dollars on food.
yes,
Like that's just how I am. So
yeah,
like, you want to eat the
yeah.
culture.
You do.
um,
Well, you can learn so much from the food. I mean, you can
yeah,
learn a lot from, the architecture, which is I love as well, and from, museums and things like that. But there's a lot in the food that teaches you about a culture and
yeah,
what they value, and so many cultures use food as a way of showing sort of their love and their appreciation and their
yep,
gratitude for one another. So it all like kind of comes from here. So that goes really well with wellness. It's all about
yeah.
heart, right? And feeling. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm a foodie. And
No,
I,
I think yeah, I think those are important. I think wellness is, you got the state of mind, but the physical side, the mental side, but there's
yeah,
everything comes together. And I think that's why wellness is just going to a whole nother level post COVID. It was already on a trajectory that was already high, and post pandemic, you're seeing that even go to a whole nother level. And so, which is why we have it in our magazine, which is why we
yeah,
have you on our board, and which is why we're doing the things that we're doing in the wellness side of things. So we got a couple of minutes left here. So why don't you tell our guests, our listeners, how they can find you or get in contact with you, whether it's your website or what's the best way to get a hold of Holleigh?
yeah. So to get a hold of Holleigh, you can always shoot me an email at holleigh@spalign.com. Now, hopefully you're going to see the spelling of my name in
It's on the screen.
yeah, on the screen. But just in case, it's HOLLEIGH at spalign.com. That's SPALIGN.com. You can also check me out on the web and send an email to me directly from there. My phone number is listed on there as well, and that's just simple, spalign.com. And those are probably the best ways to reach me. Shoot me a text, send me an email,
You're
call
so
me.
chill. You're so chill. But the cool thing about that is we'll
My
put
husband would beg to differ, though. say, you sure?
He's like, you sure? We'll put all of those details in the comments below so people can find you. We'll even spell your name correctly, even though it is on the screen. But Holleigh, it's been amazing having you on the Travel Talk podcast. I'm sure it won't be the last time. I mean, we could talk wellness amongst other things. Actually, we just talk food. I think that's just an incredible opportunity there. But thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. What a thrill. I appreciate it.
It's been fun. Okay, to all of our listeners, readers out there, as always, follow, like, subscribe. Thehotelguide.com. We're doing a lot of great things. Got some great partners and a great board that's supporting me as well in the magazine, and Holleigh's one of them. So 2025 is going to be a banner year for us. So continue to follow us. Listen to what Holleigh's got to say about spas and wellness. And share this when it comes out as well, team. So until then, travel and make memories. Until next time, take care.